team like Kyrie and KD, or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s, but no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy at HenDawg, and we're back to it. You know how we do it. I'm really excited about this video, y'all. For one, I wasn't able to read the entire caption before I actually clicked on it, and I was gonna react to it anyways. So the fact that I clicked on it, already knew I was gonna react to it, and once I seen the whole caption, that just made me even more excited. It's the official all-time ranking of the 1980 Los Angeles Lakers, the team of the winning time show. We just finished wrapping up season 2. You know, it was an amazing season. I've been working on that for like the last 5-6 months. So that's why I haven't got many reaction videos out of me as of late. Because I've been busy. I've been working my ass off, y'all. But it's done. It's done, so I'm back. You know, I'm back reacting to videos every single day. And what better video than this? This is the video of season 1. Video of season 1, man. So I'm excited. But before we get into it, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and like this video if y'all like this video. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know what y'all think season 2 will be about. Because if I have, well, actually, some of y'all probably haven't even watched season 1. But if you have watched season 1, let me know what y'all think season 2 will be about. And then if you haven't watched season 1, get to that ASAP, man. But let's get into this video. We got the official all-time ranking of the 1980 Los Angeles Lakers, the team of the winning time show. Let's get it.
Some NBA fans love the winning time show, and some people hate it. All I know is that this is the first time that we've seen a live-action show where they're portraying an NBA team or player of the past. We've seen movies of this before. I remember watching in middle school the movie The Pistol, The Birth of a Legend. And that was the first time I've ever heard of Pete Maravich. We saw this in school because I lived just outside of Clemson, South Carolina, and that's where his childhood took place in the movie. So you can say it was part of our history. But a TV show, I can't really think of this happening before. So season 1 is talking about the 1979/80 season.
Yes, sir.
It was a rookie season of Magic Johnson. It was a year that the Lakers won his first championship since 1972, and it was a year where Magic Johnson had one of the greatest performances in finals history.
42 and 15?
Game 6 against the Philadelphia 76ers. That is a brief summary of their season. But let's talk about where they should be ranked among the greatest teams of all time, according to the all-time greatest NBA book written by yours truly. After gathering all the information I could on this team, I decided to rank them 37th all time.
Damn.
I have them ranked just above.
That ain't that high. But I just wanted to pause it to let y'all know. A lot of y'all know that's been watching the channel. But for some of the new people, y'all don't know. Norm Nixon right there, that's who I play. I play the basketball parts of him. His son actually is the actor. That if once you watch the show, you'll see his son in there. Look just like him. Was the actor that played him, but I was the guy that was doing all the Norm Nixon basketball stuff. So once you see us on the court, that was me doing all that stuff. And then Mo Cheeks, who's right there, right next to Norm Nixon, that's who my little brother played. That's who Debo plays. So we were in there. We was in the show, man. So I just gotta let y'all know that so y'all can see how excited and how interested I'll be in these type of videos now, because it's crazy.
The 1981 Boston Celtics and the 1973 New York Knicks. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. From a statistical standpoint, there's nothing earth-shattering to discuss, especially from an analytical standpoint. Here are some of their per-game numbers and the advanced team stats that they put up that season. Even to the standard of the Showtime Lakers in the 80s, is nothing special. However, what helps their case is the fact that they won 60 games in the regular season and they went 12-4 in the playoffs. What also helps their case is the immense talent that they had on their roster. This team had 4 All-Star caliber players, including 1 Hall of Fame player who was past his prime and was a dangerous 6-man player.
Who, Haywood?
In every sense of the word.
Spencer Haywood?
We'll get to that later. For example, they had Jamal Wilkes, who was their second leading scorer. He averaged 20 points per game on 53.5% shooting. For over a quarter of the games, you had Jamal scoring over 20 points and shooting north of 60% from the field. That is a great luxury to have on your team. Norm Nixon was, believe it or not, the leading assist man for the team. He was a point guard for the Lakers. That might sound like a head scratcher looking back at it now, but the reality is that they didn't know how to utilize Magic Johnson yet. He's 6'9", and Nixon is 6'2". In just about every case, the shortest player is always the point guard. So they were probably asking themselves, am I allowed to make a player who could be an undersized power forward running the show? He was an enigma that they later were able to fully unleash. But even in his rookie season, he made a huge difference for this team. In the previous season, with the exact same core, the Lakers won 47 games. In comes the Magic Man.
Okay, Storm and Norman.
13 more games. This team had something that no other team had. 2 all-star caliber point guards running the show. That means that you're going to create a lot of easy shots for your teammates. So it's no surprise that the Lakers had the best offense in the league. But what you might not know is that the Lakers ended the season shooting 52.9% from the field. That is currently the 3rd highest field goal percentage that a team has shot for a single season in history.
Wow.
They also racked up 29.4 assists per game, which is the 13th highest average in NBA history by a team.
That's crazy.
And if you have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then your team efficiency is going to go to another level.
So where does Kareem rank all time, y'all? Write in the comments right now, where do y'all rank Kareem? He's the #1 all-time leading scorer for the next 6 games. Yes, I know y'all hate LeBron, but he's about to pass Kareem. But that doesn't mean he's better. I'm not saying he's a better player. So yeah, let me know in the comments, where do y'all rank Kareem all time? He got to be up there. He has to be top 5 in everybody's book. He has to be.
He averaged for the season 24.8 points per game on 60% shooting, 10.8 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists per game, and 3.4 blocks per game. Not exactly dominant numbers,
crazy.
But he didn't have to take the scoring load for this team. As we can see, they had plenty of offensive weapons, but his numbers were good enough to help him win the MVP award.
Cooper.
What also helps their case is their playoff performance. Most notably was their Western Conference Final Series against the defending champions, Seattle Supersonics, where they were able to showcase their dominating offense and at times underrated defense. The best example of that was Game 4 at Seattle. The Lakers were down by 21 points at the midway point of the 3rd quarter, and then the Lakers went on a 24-2 tear to take the lead before the quarter was done.
24-2?
Keep in mind, the Sonics were a top 3 defensive team in the league, but there was just no way that they could contain this team for an entire game. Magic Johnson was the king of starting legendary runs. He could push the pace better than anyone in the history of the game, and before you know it, either the game was now out of reach, or he just helped his team come back from a deep hole. It's all part of the greatness of Magic Johnson. And they also get credit for the way they defended Dennis Johnson in that series.
DJ.
He averaged for the series 17.4 points per game on 40% shooting. That was largely thanks to the trap defense that the Lakers implemented to shut down DJ. If the Sonics were going to be successful, they needed both Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson to play well, and the Lakers did a good job with containing DJ.
He said, I'm going to Boston now.
The Sixers were just as good as the Lakers were. They ended the season with 59 wins, compared to the 60 that the Lakers won. And I think Kareem sensed that his team was going to need him to step up his game if they were going to beat this team. And he gave one of the greatest, and honestly, probably the most underrated finals performance.
Left hook.
He averaged for the series 33.4 points per game on 54.9% shooting, 13.7 rebounds per game, 4.6 blocks per game, and 3.2 assists per game. That included his heroic 40-point performance in Game 5 while playing with a sprained ankle in the 4th quarter that sidelined him for the remainder of the series. But he still made some big plays down the stretch. But the Lakers were now facing a big problem. They had to go on the road to try to win the title without the captain.
Without him.
And that's when Magic Johnson took over and gave us one of the greatest performances ever. We're talking 42 points on 60% shooting, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. And as we all know, what makes this performance even more legendary is that he played all 5 positions throughout the game. But there is an unsung hero from this game. People forget that Jamal Wilkes also had a career night. He ended up scoring a career high 37 points on 53% shooting. And that couldn't have come at a better time.
Shout out to Jamal Wilkes, man. I feel like he don't really get talked about a lot. Even in the show, we didn't really talk about him, or he didn't really get that many plays. But the more I've done my research, Jamal Wilkes was really, really good. He got his number retired, so that just says enough right there. Like, he was legit. Had 37 in this game. Yeah, Magic had 42, 15, and 7, but Jamal Wilkes had 30 plus. So let's give Wilkes his flowers, man. I feel like he don't get talked about enough. Shout out to Jamal Wilkes.
So that just shows how deep this team was. The fact that even without their best player, they had multiple players that stepped up in a title-clinching game on the road. And that's something that is rare to see. And there's another piece of proof that shows how deep this team was. They had a total of 3 players that averaged over 20 points per game in the finals. Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, and Magic all averaged over 20 points.
That's impressive.
The only other team since the merger to have accomplished that are the 1987 Lakers and the 1987 Celtics. That's the list. We also need to note that this was done against the best defensive team in the league that season. The Sixers had the best defensive rating in the league, so that makes their accomplishment even more impressive. But there's some glaring holes that should be taken into consideration. First off is their bench. There's nothing special about their bench play once the playoffs came around. They had Michael Cooper, but it should be noted that he was in his sophomore season, so he wasn't at his peak yet. Their best bench player during the regular season was Spencer Haywood. He averaged nearly 10 points per game from the bench. Then the playoffs.
Shout out to my guy Wood Harris. He played Spencer Haywood in season 1, and he did a hell of a job. Like, I've seen Wood Harris do a lot of other shows, so I didn't expect anything less. But to work with him and just see how cool of a dude he was, like, me and him had so many great talks, and you know, he just was a super professional. Like, the way I always see professional basketball players, and you know what I aspire to be on the basketball court, is exactly how he is in acting. So, like, that's super dope to see. So, shout out to Wood Harris, man. He did a great job with Spencer Haywood.
Came around, and he played his normal role in the first playoff series against the Phoenix Suns. But all of a sudden, he started playing less and less until he just disappeared. It was reported that he was sleeping during practices because of that sweet old nose candy. So the team decided to sideline him, and he wasn't too happy about that. So he plotted to kill his coach. But you know, that was the 80s. That's just what you did during the time.
Is it?
And it was fine. I mean, there was some consequences.
Yeah, I was going to say, if somebody in 2023 said that they was going to kill their coach, they might get a 5-year prison sentence. So times have definitely changed.
He played in Italy for 1 year, and then he came back to play 2 more seasons in the NBA. So the GMs were like, hey, if you promise not to kill our coach and not sabotage our season by going on a coke binge and sleeping during warm-ups, then you can have the job. No, but Spencer, you gotta promise me now. Okay, you got the job. True story. So he played for the Washington Bullets for 2 more seasons. So anyways, the Lakers couldn't rely on their bench much for production. And then Jim Jones, the starting power forward.
Shout out to my guy Newton. Newton, he played. Jim Jones did another person did a hell of a job. I try not to pause it, man, but I just can't. 10 years down the line, when I go back and watch these videos, I'm gonna be happy that I shouted out all my people, and we talked about, you know, the things that was going on at this time, man. So my bad on pausing it, but it is what it is. Shout out to Newton, man.
It's a liability on offense. We're talking about a 6'11" player who averaged 7.4 points per game on 40% shooting in the playoffs. So So the Lakers had some holes in their roster.
Yeah, that ain't good.
But the Stars did more to compensate for the lack of depth that existed beyond the 4 key players that we mentioned. So in the end, I had them ranked as the 37th greatest team in NBA history. Keep in mind that as legendary as Magic Johnson is, he was only a rookie. This was the worst version of him, not including the 1996 version. So that also has to be taken into consideration when viewing this team historically. This was a solid season, but I don't think that anyone would really put this team among the best of the best. So who do I have over them? Buy the book. You can get the full list and analysis of these amazing teams in the first 2 chapters. The links are in the description box for you to get your copy. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.
Okay. Shout out to bro. I like him. This is only my 2nd video I've ever done. I just did the Curious 1981 Celtics season. So I like what he's doing with these shows, especially because he's shouting out the show that I'm on. So I definitely like him now. But I appreciate y'all for watching this one with me. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. So you right there, you just went through that whole video with me. So it's only right that you hit that subscribe button, man. Go ahead and like this video if you like it. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this Magic Johnson 1980s Lakers team. And I don't know how I feel about him saying that the 1996 Magic Johnson was better than this Magic Johnson. I don't know. Definitely he was smarter, more mature. You know, that was at the end of his career, so he had learned so much. But this rookie Magic was nasty. Like, coming straight from Michigan State, super athletic, fast, like, you know, Showtime was in full effect. So I don't know how I feel about that. But let me know what y'all think, man. But I appreciate y'all like always. We out.